Toph is much more than what meets the eye. Sure, she's confident in her bending abilities.
I am the greatest earthbender in the world.
And has a sharp wit to boot.
Looks just like him to me.
Why do you feel the need to do that?
Toph taught me an important lesson, making my biggest weakness my greatest strength. Let's take a deeper look, shall we? Now, Toph and I are a little similar. We're cut from the same cloth. We both have disabilities. Toph is blind, making her way of viewing the world quite different. Although I don't have a vision impairment like Toph, I do understand how she feels. My whole life, I've been dealing with dyslexia, a learning disability that makes reading and writing very difficult. It's very common, and I'm sure some of you out there watching may have it as well. Now, I do understand that these two impairments are quite different, but that same type of feeling applies to all disabilities. Now, just like some of you out there, you may have a certain shortcoming that makes you feel very frustrated. For me, when I was trying to learn how to read, I saw classmates that could read Harry Potter or the series of unfortunate events, and I was sitting there struggling with books like The Cat in the Hat. And let me tell you about Dr. Seuss books. Why are those books one of the first books that we give kids to read? Because they are so freaking hard to read. I am still a grown-ass adult and I have no idea what I'm reading. Half of the words are freaking made up. I'm sorry, I got a little heated there. Now, I know there's some of you out there that have the similar experiences to me, so I'd love to hear your stories in the comments down below. Although we don't really see Toph's childhood outside her time with Team Avatar, this same type of loneliness sets in. It could be one of the reasons why she runs away and hides in a cave. Toph and I, and probably some of you out there, feel like they were flawed. We were destined to be weak. And that same type of helplessness sets in when looking at Toph's family life. Her helicopter parents baby her by doing things for her or saying that she's more fragile than she is.
Sadly, because of her blindness, I don't think she will ever become a true master.
Seeing Toph's parents think of her as weak only forces her away. It probably is one of the reasons she doesn't want to ask for help later on. She doesn't want people to pity her for her shortcomings or to be coddled. She wants to prove to everyone once and for all,
I'm carrying my own weight.
now to clarify this is not in a physical sense, okay? Clearly, Aang is right here. Appa is carrying all of their weight. In a metaphorical sense, joining Team Avatar is her proving ground to show her parents that she's bigger than her visual impairment. Now, this feeling of loneliness and misguidance can impact our confidence. I know that all of the peers that were reading Harry Potter in the series of unfortunate events would always be like, how have you not finished that book yet? That's a baby book. You should totally read this one instead. Clearly, there is still some pent-up trauma that I'm feeling from this first and second grade, but I assure you that I am okay. This level of loneliness does impact Toph as well. However, she finds badger moles who understand how she feels. These creatures are gifted in their earthbending abilities and happen to be blind as well. That notion of it's Toph against the world dissipates. She finds her confidence to learn to master earthbending and become the blind bandit. For me, it's a little different because I never had friends, but I'm sure there's some of you out there that probably experienced the same thing as Toph, finding peers that had a similar disability or similar life experience towards yours, and you could connect with them in a way that you haven't been able to with other people. Once you understand that there are people out there like you, it's a lot easier to be more accepting of your shortcoming. Now, finding people that understand you is really important, but it doesn't necessarily mean everyone will have the same experiences. That does not mean those people are not willing to listen. For Toph, Team Avatar is a group of people here to help. Toph doesn't like asking others for assistance because she doesn't want to be over-supported like she was back home. But that does not mean that she doesn't need it. Asking for help can be scary. Toph knows this well. However, if you ask the right people, then they will help you no matter what. For Toph, that person is Sokka, who is like an older brother she never had. A person who doesn't judge, but listens and advises her when need be. I'm sure some of you out there have a friend or a family member that is just like this. But then there are people like Katara, who truly mean well, but but might go about it in the wrong way. Katara has a big heart and cares deeply about Toph, but her overprotective nature is a little off-putting. I can see why these two butt heads from time to time. She's there more to challenge Toph's unruly behavior, overall helping her become a better person. Now here's the kicker, there are going to be people out there that don't understand you or your disability, but I don't think that matters because they care about you as an individual rather than you and your disability. And I think that's the biggest reason why Team Avatar forgets about her blindness.
I mean, seriously, what's with you people? I'm blind!
It's not because they're being insensitive, they see Toph as so much more than a helpless little blind girl. She's capable and confident in her abilities and with who she is. Now Toph is a master earthbender for sure. Most of us see this girl as someone who's ready to fight.
We can take them.
But she's surprisingly wise for her age. In some of the most important moments, she brings a different perspective. When it comes to teaching Aang earthbending, she uses tough love to point out his weaknesses. She does this not to be a jerk, but it's in order for Aang to understand that he can't avoid what's right in front of him. Then we have when Zuko wants to join the group. Toph is the only one who doesn't let her emotions guide her judgment. Although this decision to trust Zuko leads her to getting her feet accidentally burned, her logic isn't wrong. Even in The Legend of Korra, Toph's perspective helps Korra see that she can learn lessons from even her enemies. Due to her disability, Toph's perspective in the world is unique.
You're blind compared to me.
Using logic or her lie detector skills to figure out things that others may not be aware of. And I think that's the biggest thing when you have a disability because it forces you into a path that makes you look at the world in a different perspective. Having a learning disability has taught me how to navigate the world and grow as an individual so much because I was able to learn how to ask for help and be able to problem solve. But I feel like the biggest thing that you can take out of this is that there are always external sources that you can use. For Toph, she learns how to use earthbending to navigate the world by feeling the vibrations of the earth around her, where for me, I had reading softwares and audiobooks to help me comprehend what I was able to read. Your disability or your shortcoming is not the end of the world. It may feel like that when you're first introduced to it, but there are still things that you can do as an individual, change your perspective, and use external sources to help make that weakness your greatest asset, or even a hidden superpower. If you can remember one thing from this video, remember that your weaknesses do not define you as a person. You can learn from it and grow as an individual to be as unique as you want to be. But hey, that's just what I think. If you like Toph or Avatar The Last Airbender, then consider throwing a rock at that like button. No, don't do that. Just click it, okay? If you're looking for another Avatar The Last Airbender video to watch, then consider this one right here. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time.